The Taylor Swift song Mastermind is how I met and dated my husband, part two. Okay, so I knew I wanted to ask him for a ride home to Colorado, but I didn't know how to get a hold of him. So I, one morning, went out to my car and I had been like just praying and hoping that I could figure out a way to like cross paths with him. So I went out to my car to get my coat out of the car for, I was gonna wear it that day. And on my way back from my car, we lived in the same complex, but I didn't know his schedule, obviously. And on the way back from my car, I crossed paths with him and I'm like, okay, now's my chance. I don't know anything about him, but I'm gonna ask him. So I said to him like, hey, I'm just wondering, are you going home for Thanksgiving? And he goes, yes, I am. And I said, are you going home with anyone? Because I'm not about, I mean, I thought he was cute. Like, I'm not about to ride in the car with him and his girlfriend, right? I don't know anything about him. And he goes, no, I'm not going home with anyone. And I said, great, can I go home with you? I'll help you pay for gas. And he said, yes. Anyways, we switched numbers. Actually, a couple days later at church, we saw each other and we switched numbers. And that night, I was like, oh my gosh, let's do a game night because I want to get to know him a little bit better before I spend 10 hours in the car with him. And him and his roommate were like, we're so down, we're gonna come, we're gonna come. They did not come. Later, though, I found out that the reason that he didn't come is because he was having a thing with another girl. And that night, that thing ended. So it's fine, I forgive him. Anyways, we basically spent zero time together, but the day had come, Thanksgiving break had arrived. I went to get in the car with him and he had a shovel in his back seat and I said to him, are you gonna kill me? And he said, oh no, it's for snow. Sure. But actually, we had the best time. We talked all 10 hours there. We talked all 10 hours back. And when we got back, I was like, I really want to be friends with this guy. At least be friends and just see what could happen. And I was like, how do I do that? I don't know. Mind you, we're not in the same friend group right now. So he leaves and texts me that I forgot something in his car. Look at me being forgetful. It's so helpful. This is, I mean, I wasn't strategic, but if you want to be strategic, ladies, leave something. I mean, that's like a trick as old as time, but just anyways, he wanted to return it to me, but here's where I'm a mastermind. Here's where I put all the pieces into play because I said, ooh, he does need to return it to me, but I want him to come over when all my friends are over, including the guys, because then I bet you my friends who are guys were extroverted and I knew they would invite him to stay. So all of our guy friends came over. I texted him and said, hey, you can bring it over at this time, knowing all my guy friends would be there. Guess what? They did invite him to stay. And from that time on, he was like in our friend group. And I didn't have to invite him to every single activity because all of my friends wanted to invite him. So I would invite him to like every third, fourth thing we did. But I saw him every single day except one for the next 2 months. This is where it gets really good. Follow along for more.